Escape to northern Thailand, a land of breathtaking beauty and ancient wonders. Explore the historic city of Chiang Mai with its magnificent temples and vibrant markets.
Journey to Lampang, where you can experience the charm of horse-drawn carriages and discover the unique Wat Phra That Lampang Luang.
Be amazed by the dazzling White Temple in Chiang Rai, a masterpiece of modern Buddhist art.
Immerse yourself in the rich culture of the Hill tribes with their colorful traditions and warm hospitality.
Northern Thailand, a journey for the soul.
Good evening and welcome to episode 31 of A Journey Through Thailand with me, Tom Sukrit Krasasuk, here on 98 FM. Tonight, let's imagine that you just arrived to Chiang Mai at the airport. And of course, the airport is welcoming, the hotel is ready, the old city is just a short journey away. But you use a view share, or maybe your eyesight is limited. Perhaps you are just recovering from an injury or traveling with small child, and many people carry heavy luggages, or simply finding a step, heat, noise, and long walking distance. This all becomes more difficult with age. So suddenly, the questions here is no longer, is Chiang Mai attractive? The questions become, can I move through it safely, understand information, and enter the building, use the service, and practice without depending on someone else at every stage? That is a real meaning of accessible city. It isn't just a specialty city for a small group, but it is a city that designed around the reality that human ability changes from person to person, from one stage of life to another, and sometimes from one day to the next. Tonight, we will talk about the inaccessible city, designing Chiang Mai for all abilities. We will explore universal designs, aging, tourism, business events, public space, transport, digital information, and simple principle. When a city removes unnecessary barriers, more people can contribute to its economy, culture, and community life.
Discover the amazing Thainess of the North.
Explore Chiang Mai, Lamphun, Lampang, and Mae Hong Son, a harmony of ancient culture and innovation.
It's built on STAR. Feel safely secure as you experience our rich arts and culture. See how technology sustains our OTOP crafts, ensuring rights and inclusion for all. Your enriching journey to the heart of Thailand awaits. Safe, diverse, and unforgettable cultural experiences are here.
Come find your Northern Star. Hashtag Thainess. Hashtag Thailand only. Let's begin with a definition. The United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability describes the universal design as creating products, environments, programs, and services that can be used by all people as far as possible without requiring later adaptation or separate specialized design. Assistive device may still be needed, but inclusion begins in its original plan. And in the Article 9 of the same convention, treats accessibility as a condition for independent living of full participation. It covers more than building. It includes transportation, information, communication, technology, and service open to the public. The broad definition is used for Chiang Mai because journeys succeed only when the whole chains work. A ramp at the airport cannot solve a broken footpath outside the hotel. An accessible toilet cannot help if doorway is too narrow. A low-floor vehicle can serve passengers. If there is no safe boarding point, a website cannot be called accessible. If important instructions appear only an image that screen reader cannot interpret, or barriers cancel the values of everything that came before it. So Thailand's demographic directions make this urgent. The National Economic and Social Development Council has reported that older persons accounted for about 1/5 of the populations in 2025 and has projected a continuing move towards a super-age society. We should read not only as the welfare challenges, but as a design signal. More residents, workers, customers, and travelers will benefit from level entrances, handrail, seating, shade, clear signs, readable information, and transportation that doesn't require a difficult climb. The World Health Organization also offers another useful frameworks. Its age-friendly city model covers 8 connected areas: outdoor space and buildings, transportation, housing, social participation, respect and inclusion, civic participation and employment, communication and information that community support and help service. So notice that only part of the framework is physical. A person may enter the building but still be excluded from the work, information or public life. So the universal designs can be translated into several practical questions. Can different people use the same service fairly? Is there flexibility in how it's used? Is it the information simple and understandable? Can important messages be perceived through sight, sounds, or touch? Does the designs reduce consequences of errors? Does it require unnecessary physical efforts? And is there enough space for different bodies, mobility aids, assistants, or service animals? These questions help move the discussion from good intentions to the observable performance. So, we should also avoid treating accessibility as only wheelchair issues. Mobility access is essential, but barriers may also affect people who are blind or have low vision, people who are deaf or hard of hearing, maybe with people with the cognitive or learning disability. So people who have experienced anxiety in a crowded environments, and people whose condition is not immediately visible. Clear language, predictable layouts, quiet space, captions, audio descriptions, contrast, lighting, and patient service can all matter. The accessibility also shapes employments. An experienced worker may leave a job not because ability has disappeared, but because of the workplace cannot adapt. A step-free routes, adjustable workstations, and accessible software, flexible communication, or reasonable change in the duties that may allow knowledge to remain in the organization. So in aging economy, retaining capability can be as important as recruiting new labor. For businesses, inclusive design can widen both workforce and the customer base. Then for Thailand's international image, accessibility is becoming part of reliability. The sophisticated destination isn't judged only by how it treats the fastest, strongest, or most confident visitors. It is judged by whether an older delegates can reach conference rooms where a blind travelers can obtain the usable information, whether a deaf participant receive visual alerts, and whether a wheelchair user can follow the same routes as colleague without being directed through the loading area.
Escape to northern Thailand, a land of breathtaking beauty and ancient wonders. Explore the historic city of Chiang Mai with its magnificent temples and vibrant markets.
Journey to Lampang, where you can experience the charm of horse-drawn carriages and discover the unique Wat Pratat Lampang Luang.
Be amazed by the dazzling White Temple in Chiang Rai, a masterpiece of modern Buddhist art.
Immerse yourself in the rich culture of the Hill tribes with their colorful traditions and warm hospitality.
Northern Thailand, a journey for the soul.
Transport is the connecting tissue, and accessible airport is valuable, but passengers still need to move into the city. They need predictable pickup points, driver who understand mobility equipment, vehicle that can be used safely, and a drop-off area that connected to the continuous entrance. For residents, this same logic applies to local public transport, crossing, footpaths, hospitals, market, government offices, and also workplaces. The footpaths may be the most honest test of the accessibility city. A drawing can show correct width, but daily use reveal the truths. Utility poles, signs, motorcycles, uneven covers, drainage gaps, merchandise, tree roots, and the abrupt level changes. So tactile paving can guide a blind pedestrian, but only if it's form a logical route that isn't blocked. A ramp can meet a technical dimension and still be unsafe if it ends in traffic. So climate also matters. In Chiang Mai, an accessible walking route needs shade, rest point, surfaces that are not dangerously slippery in rain, and the maintenance during the smoke and heat conditions. So the universal designs developed for another climate cannot simply be copied. It must be response to local weather, heritage, street activities, and patterns of movement. If you want to understand whether a route is accessible, don't inspect only the building entrance. Begin where the journey actually begins. Try the routes with wheelchair user, the older residents, a blind person, or a parent with the stroller, and someone pulling luggage. Watch there must be a stop, ask for help, step into traffic, or turn back. So those moments are the city Rio's accessibility maps. The accessibilities also support values over volumes in tourism, and the travelers who need reliable access often plan carefully, travel with companions, and choose destination they can trust. But this shouldn't be treated as a marketing niche before basic rights are addressed. The correct order is to improve access for residents and all users. Tourism confidence can then grow from the genuine capability. After the break, we will take a closer look at Chiang Mai's accessibility chain from airport to streets, venue, markets, and digital service. You're now listening to A Journey Through Thailand on episode 31 with me, Tom Sukrit Krasasu. Welcome back to A Journey Through Thailand on 98 FM MHz Radio Thailand Chiang Mai with me, Tom Sukrit Krasasu. And tonight we are asking how Chiang Mai can become a city for all abilities and why accessibility should be treated as public infrastructure, human rights, and economic capacity at the same time. Let's follow a visitor arriving by air. The airport of Thailand stated that it's apply universal design principle across the airport. It's operate, including Chiang Mai International Airports too. Its frameworks refer to level circulation, ramps, accessible toilets, tactile guardians, braille and audio information, visual cues, suitable pick-up areas, and assistance for passengers with the different needs. That is an important foundation. Yet a journey doesn't end at the terminal door, of course. The passenger must locate transport, communicate the destinations, store a mobility device, reach the correct drop-off point, cross any level change, and enter the accommodation. Accessibility is a service system as much as a construction detail. So, very important that staff knowledge, clear responsibility, and advanced information can be as important as hardware. Now, let's imagine that in the morning or next morning, the visitor wants to attend a meeting, visit a temple, explore a market, and have lunch with colleagues. A route that looks short on the map may contain several barriers, like a narrow pavement, a steep curve, a crossing without enough time, an entrance step, a toilet under the floor, or menu available on the only print very small letter, or none maybe appear dramatic, but together they determine whether the person participates to the events or not. This is why Chiang Mai needs route-based audit, not only building-based inspection. Choose important everyday journey, airport to hotels, transport stop to hospitals, parking areas to government office, hotels to convention venues, university gates to classroom, market entrance to restroom. Measure continuity, safety, information, comfort, and dignity across the entire routes. The old city presents a real design challenge. Heritage must be respected, but heritage should not become an automatic excuse for exclusion. Sensitivity solutions maybe include carefully positioned ramp, removable access platform, alternative level entrance that they are equally dignified, a clearer wayfinding, resting places, and train assistance. The aim is not to erase historic character, but it is to allow more people to experience it. Market also requires same balance, like road market, community market, and craft area are living economic spaces. So not to control museum corridors, access improvements must consider vendors, deliveries, drainage, fire safety, pedestrian movement, and cultural activities. So a useful pilot must begin with one of the continuous priority routes, clearly marked and kept free, connecting arrival, key services, seating, and accessible restroom. So results should be tested with user before expansion. So when we talk about the business, it doesn't need to wait for a perfect citywide plan, but a cafe can provide a clear entrance routes, rearrange furniture for turning space, offer readable menus, and train staff to ask before helping. Hotel can publish accurate access information rather than simply saying that wheelchairs friendly. Tour operators can check toilet, surfaces, distance, rest point, and vehicle access before selling the itinerary. An event organizer can request access needs during the registration without making participants explain themselves repeatedly. So these are involved in the process, and then we have to think fully, not just only special thing. This is the rights of everyone. Okay, let's take a break and come back with you shortly. You're now listening to Journey Through Thailand, episode 31 with me, Tom Sukrit Krasasuk. Welcome back to A Journey Through Thailand with me, Tom Sukrit Krasa. So we're talking about the accessibility and also city designs. When we talk not just only the physical but also digital accessibility is equally important too. Booking from should work with keyboards and screen readers. Videos should have captions. Color should not be the only way to communicate a warning. Map also need text description and contact option. Emergency announcements should be available through more than sounds alone. A smart city that depends entirely on the type of smartphones, one language, or fine visual details may be technologically advanced and socially inaccessible. So there is also an economic opportunities, a silver economy. The NESDC has highlighted growing demand for products, service, work opportunities, and reliable information connected with the aging society. In Chiang Mai, this can support business accessible housing, home modification, mobility, wellness, rehabilitation, tourism, food services, transport, digital tools, and lifelong learning. But older people should not be viewed only as patients. They are customers, they are workers, entrepreneurs, volunteers, mentors, and cultural knowledge holder. So the same principle applies to persons with disabilities. Accessibility is not charity, and people with disability are not only recipients of care. They are professionals, student business owners, artists, residents, and travelers. So the strongest designs process include them as paid advisor, testers, employees, and decision maker. So nothing about us without us is not merely a slogan. So this is a quality control methods for city accessibility. So consider a practical case studies. The corporate groups plan half-day cultural programs, and they have schedule includes a hotel meeting, transport to a craft community, demonstration, launch, and then return to the airport. An accessible version isn't created by adding wheelchair symbol to the brochure, but the organizer must check the vehicle boarding methods, ground surface, guardian, seating, restroom, communication needs, emergency contact, and whether the participants can join the same activities, but not just only watch from the side. So if the craft studios adapt thoughtfully, the benefits extend beyond one group. Level routes help move materials. So with clear signs, it would help international visitors. Seating support others, artisans, and customers. So another thing is better lighting, also improve safety. Caption and visual demonstration would help people learning across the languages. This is the central insight of universal design. So change introduced to one access needs often improve the experience of many others too. The other thing is about the maintenance. Maintenance is where the good intention often fail. The lift is out of service. Tactile paving covered by objects. A ramp used for parking. Or accessible restroom kept locked is not accessible in the practice. So city and business therefore needs a report channel, a response time, responsible owners, and regular audits. So access should be measured as an operational standards, not a celebrate once at opening ceremonies. So emergency planning deserves a special attention here in Chiang Mai. During the fire, flooding, severe smoke, or other disruption, people may need different forms of warning, evacuation assistance, medication support, or accessible transport. So audio message should be paired with visual information. Plan should identify to check quiet rooms, lifts, toilets, and isolated area. The inclusions during normal condition is important. Inclusion during crisis can be life-saving. So what should Chiang Mai prioritize then? So start with connected routes in high-use areas, coordinate transport, crossing, footpaths, buildings, and information rather than assigning each to separate plans, publish accurate access data, train frontline staff, create small pilots, test them with diverse users, measure what fails and improve before scaling. So most importantly, place people with life experience inside the planning process from the beginning. Accessible Chiang Mai would strengthen much more than tourism. It would allow all the residents to remain active, help families move through the city, so win access to education and works, also improve safety and make business service more dependable. It would show that cultural heritage and modern inclusions can support one another. But one question is not whether every street can be transformed overnight. The question is whether every new project, repair, purchase, website, events and transport decisions move the city in same direction towards fewer barriers and greater independence. Welcome back for closing minutes of the journey through Thailand tonight, and we have learned that accessibility is not just on one ramp, one lift, or one reserved parking space. It is continuity of an entire journey from information and transport to building, services, communication, and emergency support. The universal designs begin with understanding ability changes. A city that works for wheelchair user is often easier for parents with a stroller. Clear signs assist person with limited vision and visitor unfamiliar with the language. Seating and shade support older people, children, worker, and travelers. Inclusion is not an added decoration, it is for a better performance. So Chiang Mai has always welcomed people through culture, hospitality, learning, and community. So next expression of that welcome should be independence. The confidence that every person can arrive, move, participate, and return home with dignity. A city for all abilities is not a city without limits. It is a city that refuses to create limits unnecessary. So this is what we plan for long-term growth that depends on the responsible planning and maintenance and environmental awareness. So listen to people who experience barriers directly. If we design only for the imagined average person, we design for almost no one throughout an entire lifetime. Thank you very much for joining me here. Please keep your ear tuned into 98 FM Radio Thailand Chiang Mai. This is Tom Sukrit Krasasuk wishing you a safe evening and inviting all of us to look at our city from the height of the wheelchair, through the sounds of the announcement, across the width of footpaths, and through the eyes of another person. Good night and Sawadee krab.
Discover the amazing Thainess of the North.
Explore Chiang Mai, Lamphun, Lampang, and Mae Hong Son, a harmony of ancient culture and innovation.
It's built on STAR. Feel safely secure as you experience our rich arts and culture. See how technology sustains our OTOP crafts, ensuring rights and inclusion for all. Your enriching journey to the heart of Thailand awaits. Safe, diverse, and unforgettable cultural experiences are here.
Come find your Northern Star. Hashtag Thainess. Hashtag Thailand only.
Escape to northern Thailand, a land of breathtaking beauty and ancient wonders. Explore the historic city of Chiang Mai with its magnificent temples and vibrant markets.
Journey to Lampang, where you can experience the charm of horse-drawn carriages and discover the unique Wat Phra That Lampang Luang.
Be amazed by the dazzling white temple in Chiang Mai, a masterpiece of modern Buddhist art.
Immerse yourself in the rich culture of the Hill tribes with their colorful traditions and warm hospitality.
Northern Thailand, a journey for the soul.